Hi everyone, this is Nietzsche Collins. My cosmic lovers, my cosmic friends, here's a new artist season, meaning Hors-Série, with 7 episodes. And before the deep dive, I want y'all to give it a thumbs up, to comment, like, and share. Today, I'm honoring to introduce you to episode 1, Shawshank Initiation. Shawshank Initiation. I was 13 when I saw Shawshank. It hit me like a key in the dark. Not because of the bars, not because of the walls, but because of one man who refused to let the world rewrite his story. This is not a film review. This is an initiation. A map from anyone who wants to live free. A map from anyone who refused to accept life on borrowed terms. Part 1. The bones of the story. Andy Dufresne, wrongly accused, thrown into Shawshank prison. He's calm, he's clever, he meets Red, a man who sells hope in pieces. Years pass, the system trying to crush him, to institutionalize him, make him depend on the machine. But Andy refuses. He builds a private life inside a public prison. He opens a library. He plays music across the yard. He uses patience like a weapon. And one night, he crawls through the tunnels of time. He walks into freedom, quiet, precise, untouchable. Part 2. The central truth. Freedom is the cost. Most films sell you the idea that freedom is a single act, a great escape, a moment of triumph. But Shawshank teaches something harder. Freedom costs. It costs time. It costs patience. It costs long, undramatic discipline. And it literally shifts the tone for decades. Not because he wants to be flashy, but because he understands that liberation, real liberation, is the accumulation of visible, patient acts. This is the first lesson. If you want to be free from death, addiction, dependence, or invisible rule, you must pay with small, steady sacrifice. A single moment of bravery can be the path. But the path is mostly silent work. Part 3. The hero, Andy as initiate. Andy is the archetypal initiate in disguise. To the other prisoners, he is polite, distant, a man from the world that seems soft. But inside him he is stubborn, competent, and refuses to be less than he is. Look at his internal economy. He invests in things others ignore. Books, paper, information. These are not simple comforts. They are tools. An initiate learns the language of the world that owns others, and then uses that language to buy back freedom. Andy's calm is not passivity. He's strategic. He plays long. He does not react to every insult. He controls the small variables, the ledgers, the library, the lawyer's letter. This is the second lesson. Freedom requires tactical wisdom. You must learn to speak the language of the system so you can bend it. Part 4. The machine. Institutionalization. Shawshank as institution is not only walls and guards. It's a psychology. It's training you to be small. Brooks, the older prisoner, shows what happened when the institution wins. Released, he faces the world that moved on. He cannot find meaning. He dies because the institution had eaten his identity. This is painful. It is subtle. Systems are patient. They do not break you with a single hammer stroke. They break you with daily routines, with dependency, with trivia that occupies the soul. Here's the lesson 3. To be free, you must survive the system attempt to make you dependent. That means ritual that preserve your identity. Reading, creating, learning, even when you are surrounded and told to be otherwise. Part 5. Hope versus pragmatism. Hope in Shawshank is not naive optimism. It is cultivated frequency. Rad's famous turn, the man who wants trade hope for survival, shows us the difference between a comfort and life signal. Rad learns that hope is not delusion, it is practice. Andy gives hope in small practice gestures. A song across the yard that reminds people they're alive. A library that gives education. A letter that proves someone listened. Lesson 4. Hope is not a thought. Hope is a lever, a change behavior. And you must pair it with skill so it does not become pain. Part 6. The moral, complexity, justice, vengeance, and dignity. Shawshank is moral geometry. The world inside the wall is corrupt. Wardens, guards, private profit. Andy uses the very corruption against himself. Laundering, paperwork, numbers. This raises a question. Is Andy a thief? Is he a rebel? Is he just? The film does not let us reduce him to a slugging. He invites us into a moral complexity. He doesn't escape to punish the guards physically. He escaped to reclaim his dignity and to expose the lie in the public, clean way. A ledger, trail of evidence, a deposit of truth that lands on warden's doorsteps. Lesson 5. Liberation. When possible, should be about restoring truth and dignity, not merely about revenge. A life taken back is clarity, is aesthetic, justice. Part 7. The secret weapon. Small system, grand effects. Andy's real weapon is systems. One rack at a time. One library card at a time. It doesn't rely on chance. What it builds have exponential power. Books make men think. Tax file, open doors. A library births lawyers. New identities and external connections. This is the compound interest of life. Small intelligent steps done for years become unstoppable. Here's the lesson 6. Design systems that create leverage. Where can you build repeatable processes that change your future? Practical exercise. List 3 tiny daily systems you can build this week and keep them sacred. Part 8. The escape. Sacrifice, timing, and humility. The escape is not sudden. It is patience turned. Yes, it is patience tuned with timing and radical humility. And he does not yell. He does not rush. He uses patience to make the world move around him. This is hard to emulate because the modern world idolizes immediacy. But the escape from whatever traps you, poverty mindset, toxic relationship, debt, will likely require humble surgical approach. Lesson 7. Freedom is not a single grand gesture. It is a long, quiet accumulation of right move and willingness to wait. Part 9. Rebirth. The life after. After escape comes rebirth. A new life beyond the system. But note, rebirth is not a vanity. It is careful beginning. Andy's rebirth is both material, a bank account, money, a life is ziwatanijo, and spiritual. He is free, and the film lets him be small and big at once. A man who learned how to own themselves. We often mistake liberation for a party. True rebirth is quiet. It is waking up and being able to decide who you will serve. Lesson 8. Freedom finishes in intentional living. Once you free yourself, the work is to steward the liberty with value and vision. Part 10. The cost of liberation. Let's be blunt. Freedom costs. You will lose friendships. You will infuriate those who will profit from your smallness. You will pay in time and miss the pleasures. But the alternative is slow death, a life lived by other people's story. So the price is high, but the cost of not paying is high. Part 11. How Shawshank become your initiation. Practical synthesis. If Shawshank is an initiation, then these are the steps to take. 1. Retain your interior life. Keep a library, mental or literal. 2. Invest in small systems. Start an operation that compounds. 3. Practice patience. Measure time as season, not days. 4. Guard your identity. Don't let system rename you. 5. Pay hope with skill. Hope alone breaks you. Skill alone has no fuel. 6. Prepare your own escape. Plan, practice, and act. 7. Steward your freedom. Live intentionally after you leave. Let me say it again. 7. 7. Steward your freedom. Live intentionally after you leave. These are not cinematic slogans. They are commitments. If you live them, you become the kind of person the system cannot swallow. My bottom line, personal charge. Shawshank changing me at 13. It sharpened the anger me into me to never be owned by the rules or the people right. Never. Ever. If Andy told me anything, it is this. The loudest people are rarely the freest. The quietest people. The one with the patience playing in steady hands. They are the one who leave the gates behind. They are the ones who leave the gates behind. This is your initiation. If you choose it, you will pay. If you pay, you'll be freed. Elevate your cosmos. See you on the other side. My cosmic lovers, my cosmic friend, thanks again for listening. It's your cosmic force, Andy Nietzsche Collins. What's up?